me she nah let go. She tell me she nah let go. She tell me she nah.
Nation Wagwan, we're there once again on the Thursday Spotlight Thursdays. Now back at chattings, let us get to the topics right away.
Me say baby, me get girl everywhere me go.
Shelly and Quran have tea time talk with Shelly. It is no secret that she and the Vybz Kartel, they were involved some time back. Well, a whole heap of years back. We also saw her dissing Shorty. There was a point where she and Vybz Kartel, they were dissing each other on social media. But Shelly reacting to the verdict, she took to social media where she shared this. The background song, Now Let Go from Vybz Kartel and the Sheba. Shelly and Karan shared a comment from someone. It says, "You is one of the best woman Vybz Kartel ever have in his life. From I'm younger, I've been watching you and Vybz Kartel. He might go come back for you." Shelly and sorry about that. Shelly and Karan, big up your damn self. Whole heap of love. The person who made that comment, Fresh Prince, big up your damn self as well. But as stated, Shelly and Karan shared that with the caption stating, "Now let go." And of course, as mentioned, the song in the background, Vybz Kartel and Sheba, "Now let
She tell me she nah let go. Me say baby, me get girl everywhere me go.
Lisa Evers of Fox 5 News New York spoke with Vybz Kartel's lawyer, Isaac Buchanan, are the possible outcomes of the Privy Counsel sending back Vybz Kartel's case to Jamaica and quashing his conviction.
There's some confusion about the Privy Council's decision in the Vybz Kartel case. So this is what we know so far from his attorney, Isaac Buchanan, who was in the courtroom in London when the decision was read. I just spoke with him. Attorney Buchanan says this is a victory for Kartel and his 3 co-defendants because the convictions were quashed. But this does not mean that they will all go free right away. That's because the Privy Council referred the case back to the Jamaican Appeals Court. I asked him, does this mean Kartel and the co-defendants will be released pending the Jamaican court's decision about a retrial? And he says they will remain behind bars at least until a new hearing date is set and an application made. I expect to be talking with Mr. Buchanan again this afternoon. We'll get more details about this and how this is all going to play out. But he says the decision does not involve the release of Kartel and the 3 other men at this particular time. That's the latest from here in the Fox 5 newsroom in New York, and we'll have much more for you as the day goes on.
Vybz Kartel reacting to the news. He shared an article from Loop News Jamaica. You see what it says, 10 years of being convicted of murder, dancehall artist Vybz Kartel and his co-accused have won their appeal against the conviction and the sentence. Vybz Kartel shared that with the caption stating, "Victorious at Isaac Buchanan, anytime now, hashtag quashed, hashtag boss off, hashtag 238. Never catch that one for myself, but this one is courtesy of the Tropics. Vybz Kartel's message to the Privy Council. Just a big thank you. What you're seeing below the thank you is not from Vybz Kartel. He just reshared that, that's from the Privy Council, but he reshared that with the caption stating thank you." A lot of people reacted to the final verdict, but Foota Hype's reaction, I find it somewhat interesting. You see what it says? "The Privy Council take Vybz Kartel for big idiot. SMFH, shake my effing head." Foota Hype also went on to say that he will speak about it tomorrow. Definitely need to know what is Foota Hype's complaints. Why did he say that the UK Privy Council take Vybz Kartel for big idiot? Still the entertaining feed community. Mr. Valerie Nita Robinson speaking on the matter.
What's next for Vybz Kartel and Isaac Buchanan?
Well, I believe the matter will go back before the Court of Appeal for a decision to be made.
Anytime soon?
I expect it to be soon. It's been 15 years now. I think it's 15 or more. I think it should be dealt with as a matter of priority.
Indeed.
The prosecution and the defense will make submissions. The court will make a decision. I expect that he will get bail because he deserves bail.
He deserves bail. And to deny him bail with having a man sitting in custody for over 13 years.
That's right.
And going through appeal, going through the trial, then appeal, and appeal again, all the way to the previous counsel, and now to be given a lifeline. I think it would be cruel and unusual punishment to deny him bail, to sit there and wait until another trial, because at this moment he's been told by the Privy Council that you're not a convict.
Yes.
You're not convicted.
That's right. And remember, he's not well, so on humanitarian grounds he should be allowed to go and recover his health. I think that's a priority.
Anything you can tell us about his health?
He's not well. He's in need of proper care, proper diet, an environment that is stress-free, because these things aggravate his condition.
So all of that will be brought forward in his first bail hearing to be able to get him and hopefully his co-accused released on bail pending whatever decisions is made in the the Court of Appeal.
Yes.
If you were a betting woman, would you say retrial or no retrial?
If I were a betting woman, I think you know what I would say.
Wait and see.
Wait and see. We have a department that of the JCF that is supposed to serve summonses, and sometimes it only comprises 2 people with 1 car to serve 300-400 summonses. It's not going to happen. A lot of times they throw them away.
Interesting.
Because they can't be bothered with the effort to go to find these people and to serve them. What we need to do, and it has been exhaustively said, and we are looking at becoming a republic, of doing away with the Queen, which I believe, I agree with, but not the Privy Council, not now, right? We need to pay attention to these matters.
Well, the verdict that came out of the Privy Council today goes a long way. Is telling people in our country that justice is properly served in the Privy Council.
Yeah.
Now, this is not to say that one still couldn't have hope for the Caribbean Court of Justice, but I can tell you that they're a long way in developing to arrive where the Privy Council in its balance demonstrated justice today. Because the fact of the matter is, when they examined not the evidence did not go before them. What went before them was the errors in the procedures of the trial, and they saw mountains of errors, which they pointed out, and one got the feeling that they were in awe that this went past the Jamaican appeal court, and arrived to them. So there is some amount of comfort that every citizen of this country should have in the fact that there's a case to be made about keeping the Privy Council as the final court.
That's right.
Yeah.
And one of the things is that that is very sad. Is that the ordinary man in the street cannot afford to go to the Privy Council.
Vybz Kartel certainly could.
Yes.
Hence why he got the justice that he paid for.
That's right.
I meant that to say that could he not afford the lawyers having to travel to represent him, to defend him to the way that they wanted, and fighting for over 10 years to arrive at this decision, he might not have had his day in court. Because let's be fair, the average man out there who would like to have proper justice, balanced justice that comes out of a place like the Privy Council, he just does not have the pocketbook to be able to afford it.
And the legal aid system we have in Jamaica does not provide for that either, which they should. I mean, we're not even talking about the little pittance that they're giving lawyers to defend people, and it's the junior lawyers that are engaged in doing that, which should not be. We need to make sure that we maintain an adequate system of justice and representation by attorneys.
Let me ask you a question. In your years of practicing law, are you surprised that this case went so far and having to arrive at the Privy Council, that our Supreme Court, our appeals court, did not see the errors in law? Are you surprised?
Okay, when I was involved in the appeal, I was of the view exactly what the decision of the Privy Council was today was my view.
Right.
I expected our Court of Appeal to see the issues, especially the one about the juries. And let me tell you, what was given in this case was worse
indeed
than it really is, because I did the trial of the juror who was accused.
Okay.
And so I had the opportunity to cross-examine some of the jurors the prosecution brought as witnesses. So, you know, I expected that our Court of Appeal would have seen the points, especially the one on the jury. But they didn't see.
So that might explain why the decision by the Privy Council took less than a month to come back and the way they did, because it was a clear-cut case of problems with the jury, you know, and other things.
It was.
Okay. Do you think now that the court, the Privy Council has ruled that the case should go back to the appeals court here to be for them to decide if the state wants to retry the matter?
That's right.
Do you honestly believe that, one, is it worth the state's time? Two, there's a matter of the evidence which would have been preserved over a 10 to 12 year period, and then there's the witnesses to call them in, to find them to retry this case. In your learned opinion, do you think the state will opt to retry this case?
It is going to require a lot of repositioning and reorganizing and availability of witnesses to retry the matter. And I hope that my confidence in the justice system will be confirmed when that decision is taken by the Director of Public Prosecution.
I'm going to ask you a mischievous question, because all of us, including the DPP, sometimes operate with a little bit of ego. Okay, do you think she will go so far as to try to save face? Because this matter has two sides to it. There's the personal side of her issues with Isaac Buchanan that went all the way to the Bar Association, for which he was suspended, and then you took up the matter. And I remember you saying to me, don't worry yourself, watch the play. Okay, and indeed what seemed like he wasn't going to be able to have his day to try this matter before the Privy Council, you got it overturned. Okay. Do you believe that she would try to save face and apply ego and go ahead with retrying this matter, costing the state's money, okay, and run the risk that a new jury of his peers, their peers, might find them not guilty?
Well, I am so sorry. I cannot tell you what the learned DPP will do at any
I did say it's a mischievous question.
Yes, I don't know. But insofar as Isaac Buchanan is concerned, I would expect that she would move beyond that. You know, he's young, people err. He should be given a chance to recover.
Indeed.
Personally, I think he's a very bright young man with a lot of potential.
Well, QC, he has won arguably one of the most captivating cases in the history of jurisprudence in our country, certainly. And I don't know how many people bet against him.
Nation, that's it for now. You see what time o'clock, you see what time o'clock. We are going to get the car here. And as usual, my people.